Good morning, my friends. I have stuff, and we're going to talk about things and all of those. And one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and slow down. I was listening to my last video, and I was so concerned it was going to be too long that I was rushing and rushing and rushing. And when I watched it back, the speed at which I was trying to do everything gave me anxiety. And I can't imagine what it was like for you guys to watch it. But we're gonna move on. You know, it occurs to me that these things might be getting that ring light thing. The ring light. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so today I want to show you some of the new things I've got, my new plans, and how I store my Cocoa Daisy stuff while I'm using it and when I'm done with it, because I have it organized while I'm using it as well. So let's see, what should we start with? Let's scoot these over. I got some new things I never planned to get, but I got, and we'll go from there. Hang on, let's take these out of the plastic, because that way we won't have the glare. So this is the Cocoa Daisy calendar set for the weeks, because if you watched my last video, you would know that I bought my first Hobonichi weeks, which will start, I think, in December. I'm very excited, and we may or may not talk about that today. We'll see. But I ordered these because I wanted to see how they fit. I'm not actually going to put them in the Hobonichi. I'm going to use these across all of my stuff. But I wanted to compare them and make sure they fit well and decide which ones I want. Do I want the whole thing? Do I want just the calendar, or just this one, or both? Because these are called Daisy Week sticker kit, and these are calendar sticker kit. And so let's see, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this. These go on the month page, so you can have your month, and they have, where is it? They have a tab, and these go over the days of the week, and you probably can't see that, and the dates. And I was going to draw in Sunday, and scoot it over to make it a Sunday start. I'm going to see if I can use this to not have to redraw it and to shift things and make it a Sunday start. We'll see, but I think that should work. Anyway, these are for the month, and then these are to be used on the weeks. So, you know, regular menu plans, boxes. Don't really use boxes, but I'm thinking maybe. Trackers, these go along the top or bottom. These go on the bottom. These are designed for the top. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. And then these, when you're on your weekly page, these can go on there with some icons and then some general stuff. These are on vellum, and I wish they were all on vellum so that they would be thinner, because the Hobonichi Weeks paper is thinner and I'm going to use it longer. But I understand that if you're going to write on them, then you need them to be paper, right? But like this one, you don't need to write on. That one could be vellum. Anyway, I just wish there were a little bit more vellum. You know, maybe shuffle a couple things so you can have one of these sheets vellum and one of them not. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll see when that time comes. But these have to be organized. I have waited to finish organizing my October Glow set until I got this video. So I've got a lot to organize. And organizing, I have to say, I know it's very odd, but organizing my stuff is my favorite part. I love organizing things. So getting them all put where I want them, oh, that's my happy place. And I'm going to do that today. So I'm super excited. Okay, now, let's see. Let's do this one first. So I think I said a couple videos ago that I didn't plan to decorate my TN because I was going to put it in and out of my purse. Hang on, let me grab this. Okay, so I switched to this TN last time, which I love. Let me see if it's safe. yeah, it's safe. There's nothing in there. So I switched back to this one, which I love, and it was great, but I want to put 3 full Planner Perfect notebooks in my book, and it's a struggle sometimes with this one. So I'm not going to use this one right now. I'm keeping it, but I'm not going to use it yet. And as it turns out, I have switched over to my Planner Perfect wallet. I'm fairly certain I can't open this. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I've got all kinds of things. But it has room for a book, and it actually has 2 strings. So, you know, I don't know. But because I use this for my wallet, I'm not putting this in my purse. I'm just not. Usually I'm not even taking my purse. I'm just using this. So that's a thing. But if I'm not going to put it in my purse, I'm not going to take it anywhere except around my house, then I have a few more options. And here's the thing. I'm trying not to bounce things. I really need like those giant sandbags that you get for filming lights to put on my table and on my lights so they don't move, because I have to rest my arms. I'm that kind of a person. Anyway, wasn't going to decorate anything, but fall is my baby. I love fall, especially October. And so I thought, well, there are a couple of companies that I've considered trying. Stop. Or, you know, small businesses. I'm not going to call them companies because they're like Etsy sellers, and the whole point is to be supporting a small business. Hang on just a sec. Okay, I think my table was hitting the light, so maybe it's better now. I'll probably have to shift everything in editing because now my table is showing. Anyway, so there were a couple of people that I thought that I kind of wanted to try, and I decided now is the time. If ever I'm going to want to decorate my TN, then fall is the time. So I bought a couple of things from people that I've been seeing online for a while. So this is from Lucy's Crafts and Coffee. I think I got that right. Lucy, you comment if I got it wrong. I'm going to tag her. But so it came in, you know, regular packaging, and I was like, this is kind of big. And then I opened it, and it's a card, like a homemade card with an unused envelope. So I can use this as a card to give away. Just a note to brighten your day and chase the clouds away. It's super cute. Can you see it? It's so fun. And it's blank inside. Just a sec, let me take the secret surprise out. It's blank inside, so it's wonderful, and I can use it to give away. Thank you, Lucy. Fun little freebie. And then this is what I actually ordered. Look how cute. Oh, look, it's Planner Perfect washi. It's a pumpkin clip. So I'm going to be able to clip that on my book. Ooh, look, paper. Now, my husband would be like, yeah, it's paper. But all of you guys are going, ooh, extra paper, designer paper, things you can use in your book. I know you are. So I'm going to set that there. I'm going to put this tape over here. And we're going to fluff this up just a little bit because it traveled, and that's what happens. Look how cute. Now, you had the option to get it with the jute or without the jute. Come on, the jute's perfect. And, oh, pumpkin orange, or I think the other one might have been more red, but I don't remember for sure. So it's going to go in my book. I'm going to put it right here for now. Oops, because we're not getting in my book yet. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So this one right here, this is from Tailored Plan. And I'm sure if you watch Planner Perfect videos, you've seen somebody using these because I've seen them all over the place. They're super cute, and they have this little hook, and you hook them onto your book. And I have, I like to have my things labeled. And, oh, I have a picture. I'll put my picture right here. So I got this board, and these hooks are magnetic, and they're a pretty strong magnet. So everything that's on there has a label, except the button. I'll zoom in and show you the button if I remember in my editing. But that button went on, let me see. Oh, sorry. Went on this. Last time we did let's pry the pin out and see how easy it is to go get out. And it goes on this. You can get these in Cocoa Daisy's shop. But it went on there and it was just fine. And then I was going to put it on my cart, but I decided I didn't really want it low where I'd be worried about kids getting to it. So I got this board and I put the pin on there as a magnet. I just put a regular magnet under it. It sticks to the magnet and then the magnet sticks to the board. It's perfect. Over on the right, you'll see my ribbons, and over on the left, you will see my bows. Now, I've got one in my box. So my ribbons and my bows, they all have a tag on them. These little tags, they're like those little key tags that you can get in a little packet at like the grocery store or something. But these are plastic. I don't know if you can see. They're plastic and they come with a little ring. They're just perfect. So I used my little cheap label maker and I wrote the store that it came from or the company it came from. So some of them say Cocoa Daisy. If it's from a kit, then I write like Cocoa Daisy October 2025 October Glow. Something like that, so you know. And then on the other side, it says what it is. So this is a Boo Classic ribbon, because that's how it was listed on her site. And I've got a bunch. Let's see, one, I don't know what I'm going to use for what, except we got to go through this bag, because this bag has some more stuff. But that's how I'm storing those things, because we were going to talk about how we store things. So I'm going to move this over here. We will probably... I don't know if we'll put that on today. We probably will. Let's see. These are the things I got from her today. This is my latest order. Editing Robin here. I had a little problem with some of my footage, but I wanted to make sure to highlight Taylor's ribbons and clips that I got from her. So this one on the left is a freebie that has ginkgo leaves on it, and then the next two, the off-white ones, were just some clips that I got for, you know, summer or something. And then the little white daisy is a mini ribbon because it's adorable and because I wanted to test it out and see if I like the mini length, right? I don't know which one I like the most. And then the black bow clip on the right is velvet, and it's one that I looked for. She had other ones, but the black was sold out, so I asked her about it, and she said, I'll check and see if I have more ribbon. And she did, and she made it up so that I could get it, and it's very exciting, and it's super cute. It's a little bigger than I thought, but it's perfect. Okay, back to the regular footage. And this one, come on. Come on, how perfect is this? You'll know in a minute how perfect this is. So it's got the velvet ribbon, and then it's got pumpkins and sunflowers. And before I put everything away, I'm going to show you my book really quickly so you know why it's so perfect. Let's take these off. Oh, they're harder to get off when you put them over the ribbon. Got them all tangled. Silly, what'd you think was going to happen? Okay. So here's the thing with this. The reason I quit using Quinn, which looks a lot like this actually, is because it was so stiff. The first one I got a caramel, and it was really, really stiff. And then the Quinn was still stiff, but not super stiff. But this one, this was like, I'm going to throw this out there and see if anybody has one they want to get rid of. And somebody did, and I was so excited. This is a wide Charlotte. And the reason I wanted the Charlotte was because I was told it's floppy. Now, it's only mostly floppy because it's still got the firm binding that her books have. And where it's double layer, it's a little thicker. But look how floppy it is. It's floppy. It's so nice because it has fewer layers. It's more just raw leather. So this is from last year, maybe 2 years. I think it's last year's October kit from Planner Perfect. I don't subscribe to Planner Perfect anymore. I get my books, but that's all. But she had some extra kits from last year's, or from this Halloween, whatever it was. And like I said, I'm a big Halloween person, and I was really excited to get Halloween stuff for my planners. And Cocoa Daisy, I knew, did a Halloween collection every year. So I waited and waited and waited, and then I saw it and I went, that's not me. right? First off, I don't feel like it went with the October kit very well. And secondly, it was a little too cartoony for me. I mean, it's fine, and I'm sure people like it, but I didn't like it. And especially, I gotta tell you, I got a pet peeve about animals in costume, especially a full ghost costume over their head. There's no animal who wants to be dressed like that. So, you know, I'm saying it, and lots of animal lovers are gonna be mad at me, but I don't think you should dress your animals in costume. That's, you know, they're your animals, and I'm sure, you know, some of them probably grow to like it, but it's just, you know, they don't wear clothes. That's all. Get off it. Okay. So this is my plan for my year, month, whatever. This is my new plan book for the year. I said in my last one or two videos ago that I'm going to start my years in October. October is my January. Partly because I love October so much, and partly because I start planning for the next year in October, right? Like my heart starts planning in September. I've already been, obviously, thinking about the next year because I've already bought this stuff. So this is my yearly months. It has a month for each one, and then it has 2 blank pages and then another month. And I think what I'm going to do, so what I've done in the past is, let's go to October. So I have this, right? I have October, and in my monthly, I have a monthly calendar, and in my faith journal, I have a monthly calendar. And I do them all with the same kit so that my October monthly feels like this October. And then November will do the same. What I decided I wanted to do, because I've been hit or miss about using these pages. So what I've decided I want to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to choose probably my favorite washi, and I'm going to washi the edge of just the one in between, because then I'm not trying to avoid whatever, but it kind of gives a little bit extra that it feels like it belongs to that month. And then I have a few ideas for that, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so this is my yearly. We call that a yearly, right? Yes. Isn't it pretty? I'm not taking it out, but when you open it, it's just one pattern. This is my October, and I love him, and I didn't get him before. And even though he doesn't really match the October Glow kit, he's October. Come on, he's October. And the lettering, it's all just perfect for October. Actually, the first one I got had, it wasn't bound properly. It had pages falling out, so they sent me a new one. And so I gave my daughter the inside of the new one and the back of the new one, because she'll use those, but she didn't really want this. So I kept this, and so I have another one of these, and I cut him out, and he's super cute, and I might use him in something. I don't have him here. You'll just have to believe me. He looks just like this. Anyway, so here's my monthly, and you'll just have to wait and see what I do. One of the things that I want to do, I was going to make you wait, and now I'm going to tell you. So I've been doing the weekly and then setting up my pages per day. And I've considered doing the thing where some people buy just a journal, and then they set up the month or just the weeks, and then they just fill things in as they go, and maybe they'll use half a page, maybe they'll use a page and a half, whatever. And I like that idea, and I kind of want to try that, but I have these already. I'm not going to buy a new one just for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these out, do whatever I'm going to do, and I will come back and show you when I get those filled out. And then I'm going to decorate my week, and then I'm going to decorate this page, but I'm not going to label it Monday. So when I'm ready to write, it might be Monday, then I'll just start and I'll just go. So I'm going to do it like people do it with the journal, but just in between the weeks. So just these. Chances are I will have extra, but sometimes what happened on my other ones was I was having a really tough day and I wanted to do a lot of journaling, and I get to the end here and I'm like, there's no room and I don't want to do the tip in things, so I just got to wrap it up and maybe write it somewhere else. I don't know. But this way I can do 2 or 3 pages if I want to. We'll just see. And then what I figured is at the end, let's see, let's get there. Okay, so this week I will move into November, because whenever the start of November is, the start of the next book is, I want to move into the next one. So I might decorate this one a little bit and use it just to write a couple of things down if I need to have them on there to transfer over. But actually using the book is going to be on the other one. So it will have these extra pages. So if I finish here and I'm like, I'm at the week and it's time to, I run out of pages, I'm like, oh, I have more to write, then I can go back here and just write, continued from such and such a date. Not a problem. I'm excited to try that. I feel like that's a really good way to give the using a journal idea a try without giving up on this, which is mostly working. It's mostly working. So I've got that, and then this is my faith journal. I really just thought this white daisy was just perfect. So I use a 6-month agenda for this one. So you have your month and then you have weeks. Now, I do the same with this. So this will be decorated like my October, except my October stuff is going to be very Halloween. So we'll see on this. I think I can make this mostly pumpkin and leaves and things with a little bit. I'll show you the stickers I have. But I think I can use some of those to give it kind of a moody feeling, but without feeling like I'm throwing a ton of Halloween in my faith journal, because that's not really what I'm going for in my faith journal. Anyway, there's so much I want to say, and I'll get it to you later. And then I have my sticker book in here where I put mostly just my my Bible stickers. So I have those in there. And I went through and I tried to find everything that had gratitude to get ready for November, because November and October are kind of going to go together. We'll talk about that too. Let me just, running out of room here, slide some of these things. Okay, so that's just going to stay here because it's pretty. Oops. Okay, so this is what I do. I wanted to show you what I do. I have 2 books. These are like sticker books. So I love that they zip, because then I can have some things that are kind of loose in them if I need to. And then I have these, just the sticker sleeves, right? And I have one for the current month. So we're still in September. So this is my September one. And I have one for the next month. And then once this month starts, I will probably have this one for a little bit longer until I get everything put away. So, let's see. Yeah, we're going to put things in here and you'll see how I do that. I actually have another one of these for non-Cocoa Daisy stickers that I have from before I was doing so much Cocoa Daisy. So I have that, and then let's put this here. Oh, let me show you the washi tape real quick. Hang on. Okay, so I have this little box on my desk that has one of each of the washies. This one has 2 because this one's almost gone. And a couple of little rub-on sticks. And it just sits on my desk. And it's perfect, and I put like stuff on top of it when I'm not using it. But when I'm ready to switch that out, which I'm going to do today, I might, like, I think I'm done decorating everything in my September stuff. Ooh, sorry, bounced my camera. Like, I think I'm done doing everything in my September one. But sometimes I'll keep just a couple washi out in case. And I put those on my little Cocoa Daisy washi stand. So it's on here, but my October stuff will all be in here on my desk. The desk that I use for my planning stuff is also my computer desk, and I straighten it every day, every time I'm done. So it stays clear enough to work. I have a tray that things kind of pile on. I have a tray and I have my cart, which I showed before. Here, I'll show it again. My cart that I keep everything on. I clean off my cart quite frequently. It has gotten piled before, but usually it's pretty organized and functional. So don't think I put everything away every time. I just kind of put them on a tray and put them on the cart to kind of isolate them a little bit. Anyway, so when I put those away, I keep one or two things out so that I'm good to go if I want to keep going. After I'm done with this and I finish everything I'm going to do, then I take these out straight out of the book and I put them into one of these. This is, I'm not sure I'm going to stick with this kind of binder. It's not my favorite, but it's working. It has like a hard plastic cover. It's solid. It's fine, but I wish I could get it more colors. There are only 3 colors, and I would like at least 4 so I could go by season or something. Anyway, it's fine. So I put it together as a collection. So see, all my Flutterby things are here. And then, let's see. Oh, I never did use this washi book very much. I put the washi book in these partly because I don't use these 4 square ones very often, but partly because I have aphantasia. I can't visualize things, so I don't remember what I have. I have to be able to see it, so spreading it out helps. These are PET stickers, and I made these because they won't fit in one of these. So I took a rub-on package and I cut it down and then I punched holes in it so it would fit. I do have to usually trim it just a little bit, even though it will fit in the package, to get it to fit around the rings. I have to trim it just a little bit. But I like having them in here like this. So I have those, and then my tabs and die cuts go. These are magnetic. They call them magnetic. They're not magnetic. Album sheets. So they were big. They were 8.5 by 11, and I cut them down. So this is the size of one of these, and my die cuts go in there. And then this is just the leftover, and I put my tabs in there, and I label them by collection. And I put vellum because the other ones are not vellum, and then I know if there's something I need to note, like these are not adhesive, so a long time down the road I can know what I'm dealing with. Now there is so much, I have so much left over from Flutterby because it just grabbed me. I have so much. If I were to do this again, when I got done, I would probably give a bunch of it away. Part of the problem with that is that I consolidate as I go. I don't know if I've done it on these. Yeah, so I take off the extra paper that surrounds them, and then I take like the 3 stickers that are on this other sheet that I'm going to get rid of, and I put them on here. So giving them away when they're kind of Frankenstein like that, not everybody's going to want them, but I might. We'll see. So I have a lot of leftovers of those. I'm working on that. I'm trying to, okay, so I'll put a picture here. On my cart, I have a box. I have 3 boxes. Well, I have lots of boxes, but 3 important boxes. I have one, the October Glow one, so the current one that I'm using is on the top. And then the next one down is the Chapters of September, and that stays there until I've put everything away in it. And then the other one, this other one's a new one, and it's called Things I Don't Want. And sometimes as I'm going through the kit, I'm like, this is lovely, but I'm just not going to use it. So I put it in the box. And if somebody asks for it on the buy sell trade, then I will sell it to them. If not, then what's going to happen is it's just going to build up and build up and build up, and then I will sell a hodgepodge box, and that's what people will get. So I've got that, and then I think that's all about that. Anyway, so I'm trying to get fewer, and if if I know it's something I'm not going to use, instead of keeping it and storing it, I'm putting it in there and getting rid of it. So that's how I store those. And if you go to the back, the rub-ons fit here, just tucked in that back thing. What I'm trying to do, is that stuck? Yeah. What I'm trying to do is, and I didn't do it with this one, but I did it with Chapters of September. I'm trying to use up all the rub-ons because they don't last. So like the next month, I mean, probably next month you'd be okay, but in a year, they might not be any good. And I didn't know that, but somebody told me that. And then I found out older ones just didn't work as well. I tried them and they didn't work as well. So I'm trying to use them all up, but for now I do have a few in here. That's how I store those. What else was there? Oh, so this is how I use the washi on my desk. The washi that I'm done with, when I pack it all up, okay, when I pack it all up, all of these go into that binder I just showed you. And then everything else goes in one of these, and I'll show you a picture of that. They go in one of those, just a little crate that you can get at Walmart for $5, and they go in the crate and they're labeled and they go on my shelf. And that's the bits and bobs, except the washi goes in my washi drawers. And the washi is labeled, because I'm a labeler. Now, I think I said it already, I'm colorblind, so I can't just look and go, oh, which of these blue ones are going to match this thing that I'm doing? But if somebody says, oh, Where the Sea Dreams matches Into the Blue, I don't remember if that was what it was. But anyway, if it matches this old kit, somebody can tell me and I can go, oh, I have some of that. So this says, what does it say? Cocoa Daisy, September 2025. I don't know if you can see that. And then it says Chapters of September. So I put the company, the date, and what the collection was called. And those go in my drawer. So that's what that is. That's how I store the washi. Everything else, does everything else go in here? What is it? The pens probably will just go in my pens. I may have just stuck my head in that. Sorry. I'm still working on stamps. What I'm going to do with stamps. There are some that I'm probably going to use, some I'm not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mostly they just go in there. So that's all my storage stuff. Is that everything? That's everything. So I'm just going to show you really quickly how I do these, and then I'm going to put everything away later because this is taking longer than I want, and I just heard somebody come into my house. So as I gather things, when I'm getting ready for the next month, I start putting them in my box, and I label the box with the collection. So, because I learned that the hard way, I would open a box and set it here and go, okay, this is the October one, and I do other stuff, and I don't put the September one over here or whatever, and then I'm opening and checking boxes all the time. So I open it, I write the thing on it. I don't keep them, because I don't store things in them. I store things in those other things. So I do get rid of them. But while I'm in that month, that's what I do. So October, first thing I have to do, well, before I can do anything in my planner, but I can organize before that. I have to make color selections. And my daughter, who is an artist, I'll choose a bunch and she'll go, that's cute, Mom. No, you can't use this. You can't use that. You can't use that. That's actually purple, not blue. Things like that. So she helps me. Some of them, there's like a little mark because she said, you can use that. I wouldn't, but you can. And then for some other things, like these are for some of the stickers. Oh, I was going to show you those. That's why. Okay, so these are the tapes that came with this collection. I think there are one or two others, but I didn't get those. So these are the ones that came with them. And I asked her, I went through my other things, and she okayed these 3 to use with this also. And then this was just one I had, and these are the ones from the Planner Perfect kit. So they're going to be, they won't all be used together. And I have some more Halloween ones coming, and they're very cool, and I will show them to you. And I have a brown plaid, because this was the big thing I was going to say. I didn't like the Cocoa Daisy Halloween. I was hoping to use the Planner Perfect Halloween, but it hasn't been released yet. And she says it's coming, and I understand that she has a lot going on in her life. It just feels like she overpromised a little bit, and I think everybody would be okay with that, except for the lack of communication. This is what I've found. If someone is waiting for something from you and you contact them and you say, hey, I'm still working on it, I should have it by this time or whatever, I know you're waiting, then that person is going to be okay. But when we ask and ask and ask before somebody says, yeah, it's still coming, no idea, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, and now we have barely a little over a week left before it's October. And you know what planners do? Planners plan ahead. So most people who are planners probably already have all of their October stuff that they're planning to use. So getting a Halloween kit in the first week of October, because you got to go through the ordering and you got to go through the shipping, and I'm being optimistic to say that we could probably get it during the first week of October. Maybe not, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that because I've got all this other stuff to do. Plus, some people decorate their whole thing at the beginning of the month. So I don't know. I'm concerned and I'm frustrated. So I did some other things, and then I got the reveal of, I don't know if this is going to be all reflecty. Let's put that there. So you're not getting just a ring light thing. I don't know. Sorry. I'm going to have to look back at this. I'm still pretty new at, using a tabletop and a ring light. The November Cocoa Daisy stuff. It's beautiful and I love it, and I ordered a bunch of it. But it's too green for me. It's too green. So I'm going to keep it and probably use it in the spring. But I was like, this would be so perfect for November. So what I'm going to do is, ooh, there's a storm. I don't know if you probably can't hear that, but there's a storm. I can hear the thunder. Hopefully I don't lose power because I'm finally getting this done. Okay, so what I did was I bought some more stuff. Like, I didn't feel bad buying extra October stuff because I'm going to do November and October with this stuff. But I'm only going to use a little bit of this for October because, let me show you what I got. I got some Halloween stuff. Now, my favorite ones that I think are going to go the best with it are these. I'm going to take them out because they're so fun. Don't look. These are from Tiny Kate Plans. Let's close this and, I don't know, put this over it. Tiny Kate Plans. So this is the most bright orange. And my daughter said, yes, you can use that. I wouldn't use the pumpkins from this kit. Let me get a more white one. She said, I wouldn't use the pumpkins because they're, what'd she say, more saturated than the other. She uses all these words, all these color words that I don't know. But she's like, you could use the leaves and the birds and things. So, and I'm probably going to give that one away. That one's just a little too creepy for me. But I love this little redhead girl. So even though this whole thing was a little extra red, I can just do one page with this. And then if they're not on the same page as the other ones, they still flow okay. But then I've got these, which are awesome. And these. And these. They're all wonderful. Now, I do have a question. Okay, so what do you think? Is this a quill? Tiny Kate, if you see this, you tell me. Is this a quill? It looks kind of like a quill, but it's not sharpened. So I don't know if it's a quill. And then this one. Is that a toga? I don't really know what this is. So I don't really know how to use that. I think it's a toga with like a chalice behind it. I don't know. You tell me. And then this one. I don't know what this one is either. It looks like wax from a candle, but it doesn't look like a candle. So tell me so I know how to use them. But So this was my thing. I thought, see all these lanterns and candles? I could use these on in my faith journal. If you take away the creepy stuff, then they're just beautiful candles and lanterns. So I figured I could use those, and we'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be awesome. So I have these are my favorites, and I will probably use those the most. The idea being that I will use enough of these that I will have plenty of the October Glow for November. Plus, I really want October to feel like Halloween, the whole month. I want the whole thing to feel like Halloween. So here are the other ones. I'm going to show you quickly because I'm worried about this storm. Oh, I found this. I'm not going to take it out because it was hard to get in there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me hold it up a little bit. I found this. Hopefully it doesn't have a huge ring on it. This sticker, it was really long, so I cut it down and trimmed it. But I found this in my old scrapbooking stuff from like 25 years ago and went, oh, I'm going to use this for Thanksgiving Day. So I'm going to use that on Thanksgiving Day, maybe the week of, and there's some of the other stuff that I can use with it, so I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be really fun. I don't know how well it's going to stick. I'll glue it on if I have to. They are like a vellum, so they should work okay. These are the Planner Perfect ones. They're iffy about whether they'll go with what I'm doing. First off, I'm not really a fan of, all the girls. But this one, she looks like a perfume bottle. Can you see that? She looks like a perfume bottle. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I can see how she's a girl. I can see how a lot of people like her. When I look, the first thing I see is a perfume bottle. This is awesome. I love that there's a football on there. My only problem, again, and I bought it because I wasn't sure if I was going to get any Halloween stuff, and I really liked it, but they're vinyl stickers, and I'm not big on the vinyl stickers. However, I do notice that the white around these, okay, I'm going to take this out, because I do notice that the white is less, oh, can I get it open? Can't get my finger under it. See how there's not as much white? Do I have something to stick under it? Here, no, not that. I don't know, you're just gonna have to look by my finger. There's not as much white around it. The newer ones have a much wider white around the cut. So I think that would bother me, but it doesn't matter because I'm not getting those anymore. But I love that it has a football because I'm a big football fan. And I like these. Again, I don't know that these are really gonna go with what I'm gonna do, but maybe I'll use them in another area or on another thing. I had these already. Yeah, she said, nah, can't use those. So I might use those for something else, but not in my book. And these are some I got before I had decided. Again, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them. This is my experimental video to see how much you can see through my page protectors. So if it's awful, apologize. The next one, I'll do it differently. Or I just won't put them in there. But this is Bellisi Casa, and they're just super cute, and they are on vellum. It's just these 3 in the set. These by Tiny Kate, there were actually 2 or 3 others that looked like they kind of went with this, but these were the 4 that I wanted. So let's see. Oh, so what I do is I unpack everything and I put them all in the page protectors of various sorts, or in here. I'm in these or whatever. And I put all the vellum and thin ones together, whether they're part of the memory keeping or the journaling, because I prefer to use vellum by itself or with the rub-ons, and to use the white ones by themselves or with the rub-ons. I mean with the die cuts or with the rub-ons, just because I feel like the vellum almost disappears into the page, and the ones with white surrounding can be a little jarring on the page, unless it just goes right with it. But so I sort them kind of like that, and they're just all in there. And when I'm ready to decorate, I pull them out and I kind of look through and I go, I think I might use these, and I might use those. So I pull them out. Sometimes I pull them out of the top, sometimes I pull them out of the book. But then, and when I'm done, I don't always put them back in the book, but I kind of tuck them back in and close it and zip it so it's safe until the next time. So I got some of that velvet on there again. Anyway, I think think that's it. I think that's all the information. I need to be done because I can hear lots of people moving around my house. So I will try and get this out soon. Let me know what you're doing for October. Are you doing a Halloween thing? And if so, what stickers, washi, or whatever are you going to use? And do you have anything, have you bought anything from Tailored Plan or Lucy's Crafts and Coffee? I think that's what it's called. Anyway, have you bought anything from them? Let me know. Let me know if there was anything on here that was helpful. Let me know if you have any tips for something that just looks ridiculous that I do. I think that's all. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that you spent some of your precious time with me. I hope all kinds of wonderful things are happening in your life right now. I'm sending you happy fall vibes. Talk to you later. Bye.